Good morning, actually good afternoon. I am on my way to work. So I'm actually heading to Melbourne, Florida, which is actually where I was last week for that meeting. So heading there for another meeting, and then tomorrow I am supposed to be in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is across the state, and I've never been there. I have to say this job is definitely getting me out of my Florida comfort zone, because really honestly I've only been to Orlando, Tampa, and Daytona. So I'm really getting to know my state, which I actually am really grateful for, because I feel like it's like two people that live in Florida. There's the people that live in Orlando and feel like the beach is still vacation, and then there's the people that live on the beach that think Orlando is still a vacation. So it's a very unique place to be. But tomorrow I'm going to St. Petersburg, and technically I could drive home and then drive to St. Petersburg in the morning, but I actually have to be at my event tomorrow at 8 a.m. So leaving, I would have to leave like before 6, and I just feel it's actually more time that I would have to be paid mileage if I went to Melbourne and home and then to St. Petersburg and home. So I'm actually driving across the state of Florida, which is the first time I'm ever doing that. So like Orlando's here, Melbourne's here, St. Petersburg's here. So I'm going to make a giant triangle of Florida, coast to coast, honestly, which is kind of cool when you think about it. I should try to go to get video of both beaches. I'm not sure how close I'll be, but it's actually been very difficult for me to find hotels in Florida the last couple weeks because it's spring break. So of course, anywhere there's a beach, the hotel room costs are going to be through the roof. And of course, my company is paying for my hotels, but I'm not about spending ridiculous amounts of the money either. We've got budgets, right? So yeah, it's been interesting trying to get rooms. So yeah, and actually my flights, I'm going to Charlotte 2 weeks from now, and I was booking flights and they were outrageous, and I was like, no matter what combination I did with the times that made sense, I just could not get something cheap. I was even looking at layovers in Chicago, Orlando, Chicago, Charlotte, and nothing was cheap. And I'm talking all airlines. Delta, Southwest, JetBlue, United, American, nothing was cheap. Because even if Delta or not was cheaper, once you added luggage fee onto it, it wasn't any cheaper. That's how close they all were in cost. So it is what it is. But I'll be spending, that's a preview. I'll be going to Charlotte in a couple weeks, but I feel like I've spent a lot of time in North Carolina since I've gotten this job, but it's kind of fun because I really hadn't spent too much time there prior. So yeah, I think that's it. I woke up just only a little bit sore from my run yesterday, which is good because it wasn't really that much of a big run. So I'm glad to know I'm not that out of shape. Definitely am a little sore on one of my legs, and that's definitely a stretching issue. I really was focusing on stretching my calves yesterday because, as I may or may not have mentioned before, I have had shin splints since I was 16. I used to be in cheerleading, and we would cheer on, my school had a asphalt track, not anything fancy because it was an older school, but yeah, I definitely have shin splints from that. And then I served for a decade, so I never really had time to heal even after high school. So I really was focusing on stretching that yesterday. And I think I did an okay job. My one foot that was bothering me from the thing I wore on my foot yesterday was sore this morning. So I'm going to try to, I actually forgot my little foot things at home. So tonight when I get to the hotel, I'm planning to run when I get to the hotel tonight. Hopefully I don't hurt too bad from not having them, but tonight I'll make sure I super stretch. But anyway, my one right foot, I don't know if it was sore because I didn't stretch my calves well enough, or if it was because I didn't wear that thing. I'm not sure. Normally I don't hurt after one run, so I feel like it's a stretching thing. Anyway, enough of my blabber. Hopefully Duncan has some cute animal shots to share with you, and I'll check in with you after my meeting.
Hey Gadget. Hi. Mojo baby. Mojo Gizmo. I don't know where Oso is, but I'm about to get ready for work. So I thought I'd check in, show you guys the puppers. And then I'm gonna go get ready. I found the cat in the bed, sleeping like this. I don't even know, this is so weird. But yeah, he's asleep.
Hey everybody, so I've been in the car for about an hour and a half. To remind you, I'm heading from Melbourne, Florida to St. Petersburg, Florida, which is across the state. Luckily, the manager of the restaurant I was at gave me a recommendation for which way to take, since it was going to be smack dab in the middle of rush hour. It's actually spring break in some parts of Florida, so the traffic hasn't been so bad, but it took me some weird back way. It took me through Kissimmee, but to me, like, Kissimmee is like West Kissimmee, which is by Animal Kingdom, so it was really weird to go to a different part of the city that looks nothing like the part that I know. So just wanted to check in. My GPS says I'll be getting to the hotel around 8:15. That kind of fluctuates a little bit depending on if I run into any cars, any stoplights and whatnot. So planning to eat at some point. I guess we'll kind of see how the drive goes. It seems very bizarre. I've driven across states before, especially in the Northeast, but even back in Wisconsin. I mean, and obviously we've moved to Florida many, many times, so we drove across the country more times than I'd like to admit. But for whatever reason, I've never driven across Florida much, because most of the time I don't leave Orlando too often, but it just seems weird to be going literally coast to coast across the state. And I wish I had more time. I would have gone to like the beach over on the west side, and then I would have gone to a beach on the east side, and I still might go tomorrow night after work, but I have one of those days tomorrow where I'm doing a training assessment, and those days are just so long because I have to be so focused. So I don't know, and then I'll have a 2-hour ride back, but maybe I'll hang out because it'll be getting me out at rush hour time again. But yeah, so I'm like so weirded out by all these back roads. Like, it really took me out of the way because there were no stoplights, all highway, all cruise control, which is really great. But like, there's no stuff to look at, and if there is, it's like super run down towns. But now I'm on a run lane road, and it's red lights for days. Not like traffic lights, but car lights. So I'm going to end this check-in. I'll check in again if there's anything interesting to report. Otherwise, I will see you at the hotel. Hey guys, I am stopping at a rest area to pee and to walk around because I can't do this 3 hours in a car thing anymore. Especially being a little sore from my run yesterday. So I'm gonna run in and then back to the drive. Before I turn my car on and set everything back up, this rest stop is like, I mean, what rest stop is fancy, but everything has recently been redone. It's just in this style of like the newer rest stops, but the toilets were like prison toilets with like, you know, like that stainless steel silver bowl, but then the tops were like a white toilet seat that you would just like have at your home. Bizarre color scheme, but I mean, it's definitely cleaner than the average, so that's cool, but just a weird thing to share, and I thought I would share so that a year from now when I'm watching this, I can remember how weird this was. Hey guys, I am here at my hotel. I'm at a Holiday Inn, as you saw. I don't usually stay in Holiday Inns just because I'm a Holiday Inn Express fan, but this is just a regular Holiday Inn. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I was gonna give you a quick room tour eventually. I'm just gonna settle in, get my laptop up. I have some work to do since I've been in the car for 5 hours today total, so I'm supposed to run. I actually don't know if they have a gym. I'm gonna find out shortly, but I also need to eat some dinner, so I'm gonna guess the run's gonna have to wait, but I really don't want to, but we'll see. And I guess that's really it. Oh, so I had to like sign something that there was gonna be no smoking in the room, which obviously I don't, but like, why does this room smell like my grandma's house? My grandma used to smoke. It just smells like the smoke is in everything, so I don't know, but let me get settled. I'll give you a room tour because there's some cool things in this room, and I'll check back in later. So if you watched the vlog from last week, you know how LuLaRoe product launches go. And they sprung one out on us today that there is going to be a new dress, and it's the one I've been waiting for a while, so I'm gonna attempt. I don't have that much money to buy anything with because I just placed an order last week because I wasn't sure when this dress was gonna launch, but I've got 8 minutes until I find out what number I am in the queue, and in the meantime I thought I would give my room tour. I tend to get a little anxious when it's this like half-hour waiting time before I find out where I am in line, so it'd be great to kill time with the room tour. So let me flip it around. Okay, so I'm at the front door. First thing I already love are the hooks. If I was staying here for a while, that would be really nice. And there's like this extra place with a mirror, and I'm planning to put my suitcase there eventually. But also there's extra outlets everywhere, which is awesome. So there's this like couch thing, but then there's also a bed you can pull out from underneath, which is cool. I mean, I won't even be able to take advantage of this because I'm gonna go to bed here in a few hours, but there's the bed, there's my laptop, getting ready for this dress. And then there's a table here, which I originally had planned to sit at, but I sat in the bed, decided I wasn't running, and decided it was fine to just work from there. Got, ooh, my shadow is a little much. Like, there's no actual light switch in this room. You have to like go individually press all the buttons, and I don't want to have to turn them all off later, so you get kind of dark. So there's this chest of drawers. From far away it kind of looked like old 80s filing cabinet, but it's not, just gray. There's the TV, there's the other half of the room, and I've only killed about a minute and a half, but I'm gonna go sit back in bed. I ordered some food from TGI Fridays, and yeah, I'll let you guys know what number I am. I wanted to do this dramatic telling of revealing of the number, because I know last time I struggled showing you where it was on the page, but here I am. I just saw one of my friends text me and say that they had numbers in the 40,000, so I've got a semi-okay number, but like I said, I don't have enough money to get a huge order, which is okay. I think with these launches lately, everyone kind of gets the same thing, so it's like the immediate interest is like super exciting, and then it kind of dies out for those prints, so it's fine. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. So got into the shopping area and no sizes were left, sadly, so no luck for me this go around, but I hear there's another dress coming, so just save my money for that and wait for this dress to come back in stock, because this is the one I really, really wanted, so I'm a little bummed. But I've got my DoorDash was just delivered. I'm going to eat, I'm going to shower, and then catch up on life. So yeah, no running, but we still did a lot, so feeling good. Okay guys, so sorry that you're looking at my ceiling, but I forgot to sign off. And if you look, the turn or the on switch for that light is like way far away, and I'm right here. Me, light. And I'm laying down and finally warm and cozy, so I'm not going to reach that. So with that, I'm going to say have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright guys, well, it was definitely spring break today. Definitely got beat up a little bit at work, so I am very tired, and I have an earlier day tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to bed, and we'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna start earlier, which means I'm gonna get done earlier, hopefully. So maybe we'll do something tomorrow night. But other than that, we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming to the show! What did he say?